everybody, AJ Ryzik here. Today we're going to look at the open source cross-platform game Zero AD. Now if you're not familiar with this game, like I just said, open source cross-platform, so basically whatever computer you're sitting in front of, you can play this game. And I was just looking at the Wikipedia page here. It tells a little bit about it. And here it says it's a historical war and economy game focused on the years between 500 BC and 500 AD. Cross-platform, playable on Windows, OS X, and Linux. Game is entirely free and open source. Uses GPL 2 Plus licensing for the game engine and CC-BY-SA for the game art. And be perfectly honest, that part of it right there, I have no idea what that is. But it gets that information out there. And when I first sat down and started playing it, I hadn't read anything about the game, and I started playing. I'm like, wow, this is just like the old Age of Empires game. Well, come to find out, after I read a little bit about the history, Zero AD originally began as a comprehensive total conversion mod concept for Ages of Empires 2. That was back in 2001. And so, if you were a fan of the old Ages of Empire series, you are going to be right at home playing this game. Um, then, and and I've said it before, there's not a whole lot of games that I enjoy playing. Usually they fall into one of two categories. One is some kind of strategy, which this falls into, or I like the Call of Duty series. I like that type of shoot 'em up game, I guess you'd call it. Um, but I sat down, started playing this, and it's like you can have a lot of fun with this. This is also another one, and I said the same thing about OpenTTD, the transportation and railroading game. This is not a game where you're going to sit down and just have 15 or 20 minutes of fun. You're either going to need to accept the fact that you're going to have to come back to this game several times to finish, or you're going to need to sit down for several hours to play. It's a very long running game. Um, so you're not going to get that quick adrenaline fix out of this. That being said, a lot of fun playing this, especially if you're into strategy, you'll like this game. All right, as far as installing the game, I'm right here on the Zero AD website, and you can come right here where it says download Zero AD, and they've got not only links but download instructions for just about every system. Windows fairly easy, and it tells you right here. And looking at the system requirements, not a whole lot is required. 1 gigahertz processor or higher, at least 512 megabytes of memory. Those are fairly basic specs. Not much as far as graphics card is required. Now, I did notice playing this game, I put it on the laptop, and then I also put it on the desktop computer. And of course, the desktop, we've got pretty substantial graphics card on it, and for the most part, the laptop ran just fine until we got later into the game and we had some like major battles going on, and we were getting a little bit of lagging and glitching, and I just think that there was so much going on in the game at the time that it was overpowering the integrated graphics on the laptop. I did not run into that problem on the desktop, but it's just something to be aware of. But I mean, looking at these processor memory specs, most computers are going these days are going to be able to run this. Definitely anything that's been made, I don't know, in the past 5 years or so. I mean, heck, you could probably even go back 7, maybe even 10 years and find computers that have no trouble running this. So, no big deal there. And so anyway, for those of us Linux users, if you click here, download instructions, it's got instructions for all the different distributions. And if you come down here to Ubuntu, uh, this is in the Software Center, so you can get it from there, or of course install via terminal. Now, if you want to stay up to date with the most recent release, um, come down here. As you can see right here, it's got instructions for installing their PPA. Install the PPA. That's what I did. That'll get you the latest stable version. And if you want the the unstable, right here it gives you the repository name for the development repository. Looks like it's updated once a week, with a snapshot. So you know, you're at your own risk if you go with the unstable, I guess. Um, but even though the game is technically in alpha, I really haven't had any like major glitches or problems or anything like that. I had a few issues, and it wasn't as much uh, because of the running the game, but just because I was trying to do the screencasting, and I'll show you that in just a second here. All right, let's fire this game up, and we will take a look at this here. And I'm currently running Ubuntu 14.04 on my desktop here. Now, and here's one of the issues that I kind of ran into, and like I said, it really only became an issue because of doing the screencasting. And those of you that have seen my videos in the past, I've got my desktop set up for running dual monitors. What you're viewing right now is one of the monitors. I've also got a secondary monitor where, when I'm doing like the screencasting, I've got my notes up on it, the controller for the screen recorder, stuff like that. So by default, Zero AD tries to stretch across all the screens. No big deal. And for just sitting down and playing the game, I'd want it that way anyway, just so I can get more screen real estate and have more, be able to view more of the game at the same time. However, for doing the screencasting, that wouldn't have worked for me because you'd have this very wide, uh, but no vertical height picture when I would do the YouTube's casting. So you can go in the settings, and let me go and pull that up here. If you go to tool and options, and where was it? I think it's just under options. Yeah, I just put it into windowed mode, which, so now it opens in a window. The problem, and I'll show you after we get the game going and we're playing, is that by doing the windowed mode, when I would maximize the window, and when I get over to the edge of the screen, of course the taskbar or launcher, whatever you want to call it, for Unity wants to pop up. And then when I would move the mouse over to this other side, it wouldn't want to scroll properly because I'm at the edge of the window. Now, I kind of compensated with that by using a kind of a two-hand approach, with one hand on the mouse controlling the cursor, and then moving the screen around with the arrow keys with the other hand. So it wasn't a big deal. It just took me a few minutes to kind of get used to that. Obviously, if you've only got one monitor, this isn't going to be a big deal. Or even if you've got multiple monitors, and you're all right with it spanning across all the monitors, then it won't be an issue. But I figured, just I pointed out just in the, full disclosure, I guess you could say. So anyway, let's fire this bad boy up, and just so you can see a little bit of gameplay, see what this game's all about. So let's go to single player, and now you do have, like, before I get into the actual game itself, you can't, you see here there are campaigns. You can load previous games that you're already playing. You've got matches, which is what I'll do for the demo. Then you can also do multiplayer here. But we will do single player just so you can see what's going on here. All right, player one is you, and then of course player two is the computer playing against you. And if you come over here to map type, you can see we're going to do what they call a skirmish. We will what map filter. We'll just go default filter, and you can see there's a variety of different maps that you can choose from. A lot of them have 2 players, some are 4. You know, here this one right here is 6 players. So let's go and do this Alpine Valley here, and we'll set it for 2 players. And if you go up here to player 2, your computer enemy, you can come in here and do the AI configuration. And I don't know, maybe I'm a wuss or whatever, but to have any chance of beating the computer, I need to set this thing to easy. It can just, I guess, you know, not only am I not that great of a player, but the computer can do a whole lot of you know, random moves to my one, just because how much faster it is. But anyway, so set that up. I'll leave the player 2 as random, but I'm going to go in here and pick what civilization I want to be. And if you want a little description of the different civilizations, if you just click on this right here, and you can just go and pick, you know, whatever civilization you want to be. Each one has different, I guess you call it bonuses or special abilities, that sort of thing. So let's take a look at, oh, I don't know. Let's look at the Gauls. So you can see we got enhanced food gain from ranching and farming. Druids increase attack rate of soldiers. Bonus to tech speed. Set amount of metal and food from every structure. Destroy all kinds of good stuff. But anyway, you can go through and read, you know, about all the different civilizations. So let's go ahead and we will be, yeah, let's be the Gauls. And let's start the game. Alright, so let's start out by, well, we'll go and we'll just select everybody. Let's pick the women and let's bring them over this way, and let's get them to work building this little farmstead thing. And we're going to have these guys get to work building a storehouse, and then we'll have them cutting some firewood. While all that's going on, let's build some more people and have them come on over and harvest these berries over here. Alright, so now that they've gotten their little farmhouse or farmstead, whatever you want to call it, built, they're going to go on a little hunting spree over here. And you can see the guys, now that they've got their storehouse built, they're going to work on cutting some firewood. And you can see we're building more people. And if you look up here in top row, top bar, whatever you want to call it, you can see you've got you're collecting food, wood, stone, metal, and then you've got a little counter here for how many people in your civilization. And right now 24 is the max that I can have, and to increase that you build homes, which we'll put one of these people on house building. We'll send them over here to build some houses. And let's see, don't have yet, but basically, as soon as I get enough wood, I'm going to build one of these barracks, and you can produce uh, the male citizen soldiers from your, I don't want to know what you want to call it, town center or whatever, but by building the barracks, you can unlock various bonuses, and as well as make your soldiers from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. I mean, there's no real reason for you to watch me play all this. I'll let the game get a little further along, and then we'll come back so you can just see where we're at. All right, we're back, and I've been playing this for a few minutes here, and I paused the game just because I had some enemies attack, so you can see what the whole little battle scene looks like. You see all my guys tearing into the enemy that just attacked my place. And I have built two of these barracks so that I can just crank out the guys. And I don't know, I'm not doing too well. Looks like I'm getting my butt kicked. Yep, I won. So being that they lived, I'm going to have them repair our little barracks, whatever. But, since I had paused the game, I've advanced to the next level. If you click on your little town center here, you see you get this Roman numeral down here, and I advanced to the second level. I still need to advance to the third level, and each level it unlocks more stuff for you. All right. So while they're doing that, I've got some people here that aren't doing anything, and you've got a little find idle person doohickey right there. So we'll put them to work building some farm fields. I think 5 is the maximum that you can have work in a field. And everybody else that's not doing anything, we'll put them to work either mining or cutting firewood or something like that. Can't stand idle people. Get to work. Alright, we got our little scout guy out here too. Alright, let's get back to our town. Alright, those guys have repaired that. And let's see what else. Oh, we don't have a church, I guess it is. So let's get them to work on that. Build a few more soldiers here. Alright, being that they're at work on that now, I'm going to put up a little guard tower, I think. Defense tower, whatever you want to call it. Help defend our territory. And the priests, they or druids, whatever you want to call them, they heal your injured soldiers, people, whatever. Oh, looks like I need to build some more houses too. Yeah, let's get a couple of these ladies over here building some houses. So as you can see, uh, it's it is a combination of not only building your civilization, but also you've got the battles to fight and whatnot. Um, and that's basically the gist of the game. You need to manage both things at the same time. So, like I said, I'm pretty big into strategy type games, and I've been enjoying this so far. So, I ought to give it a try, see if you like it. It's a being that it's free and open source, couldn't hurt to give it a try. So anyway, I think that about finishes this up for this little review. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Give us a big old thumbs up if you want to, if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see in this these kind of things. And I will see you all on the next video.